Hi, my name is Casey Marshall. I'm a user interface developer at Phurnace Software.
So what does that mean?
Well, I develop the front-end interface that users interact with day to day. Okay. So it's the graphical interface. There's a command line interface where people type and interact with the terminal, old school, but I develop the graphical application. Okay. So our application is based on Eclipse platform. So if you're familiar with the Eclipse IDE, it builds on that. It has a very similar look and feel. Okay. I've been leveraging lots of cool features in Phurnace Deliver UI. Reporting, HTML reports, PDF, graphical diagrams, you name it. Today I'm going to show our newest feature in Phurnace Deliver, Configuration Viewer. So I'm going to start with a server profile. This is configured to connect to one of our internal development clusters that we use for testing here at Phurnace. And I'm going to create a diagram of that WebSphere installation. Next, I'm going to choose where to store the diagram. Create a new file for it. And now we have some options on how we want to build our diagram. We can just show the installation layout, or we can take snapshots to get the application and resource information, which I'm going to do now. Okay, now we're done. We have a configuration view of WebSphere. So as you can see, we can drag these little entities around. And what are we looking at? We have these cells, nodes, servers, and clusters in our WebSphere installation. We have a legend over here that shows how much of each kind and what color they are for easy reference. We can even select multiple with this legend and move multiples around. Right now we're looking at the radial layout, but there's other layouts available. We have a spring layout which will try to shuffle things around and maybe you'll get something you like. So let's say we like the way this looks. Move it around a little bit. Take a screenshot of it, save it to an image, and put it in a PowerPoint presentation. Now you can show the world what your WebSphere installation looks like. We also have a top-down hierarchy. It's kind of nice for seeing hierarchical relationships. And we can also show and hide labels. Let's take a look at our Applications tab. So over here we're showing each application that's deployed to the WebSphere installation. This right here is WebSphere Portal. This is Portal as it's deployed to the WebSphere application server. And so you can see some servers that are defined. This is the WPS ear. And then these are some modules which comprise WebSphere Portal. And resources that Portal makes use of, some EJBs, schedulers, database connection. And here's the cell and cluster and how it's all deployed. We can look at the properties for each of these entities by opening this properties view at the bottom. And it shows the same information that's in the configuration snapshot, but here everything's linked together and you can navigate it all with respect to an application. Or you can look at it from the resources perspective. So here we're showing all the resources and how they're deployed to the WebSphere installation, which is a little bit overwhelming. This is a bit much to take in, so we have a way to constrain that. Let's say I just want to look at what's deployed to a specific server. Pick that server from the drop-down, and this is much easier to view. Very helpful when you're trying to figure out which resource is being used in a particular instance. We can also filter this out by the type of resource. Let's just look at database connections. And we can look at database connections for the entire installation. Oh, I forgot to mention we can also zoom in and zoom out. So some of these graphs can get rather large when you have a more complex deployment, but we can take a snapshot of it and show it to you. So there you have it, Configuration Viewer in Phurnace Deliver. Phurnace, we burn stuff up and help you with your deployments.